Welcome everyone to our new edition of the Coach Phil Duncan Show, Inside Bowling Green Football. You may notice that we have a different set for the show today. It's because we're going to take the show in a little bit different theme, a little bit different direction, and talk about some of the things of Bowling Green School that we haven't touched on yet, and that is the other hat. Some would say, or most would say, the most important hat that you wear, Absolutely. Coach Phil, and that is as the headmaster. Head football coach, headmaster, both, probably more than any one person could handle. You're handling both of them and doing a splendid job, as the public opinion would say. Talk a little bit about your role here as headmaster and which direction Bowling Green School, from that perspective, is going.
Well, Jeff, thank you for the kind words. Look, the first thing that I would tell you is that I got an amazing staff. I have amazing individuals working for me. Our teaching staff. They've done a tremendous job. They make adjustments. We've had to make adjustments early in the school year, and they've done a really nice job of doing those things. The challenges of being behind this desk are many. I mean, as you know, we're in a building project. We're working toward getting a new educational facility built.
Right.
To upgrade our educational facilities, we are constantly trying to improve our technology, and so. This is a situation where I look at a young man and I've talked about Dean a lot, Dean King and Eddie Miller, who Eddie's taken our athletic director role, and he has taken a tremendous amount off of our plate here
Right.
at this office. But Dean taking the role in the afternoons of getting practice ready and having the kids ready and doing the weightlifting, because there'll be many times that I'm walking in after school,
Right.
because at the end of the day, this is the number one job. Being a head football coach at this time is secondary to what I have to do here, because this is about 493 kids versus 29 that we have on the football field. And the bottom line is, and I think we get to our age, Jeff, we think about what's it going to be 20, 30 years from now. And
Exactly.
that's my thought and my goal is, we want to leave Bowling Green School in such a better shape in 10 to 15 to 20 years down the road, because the good Lord's hopefully going to take me to the house at some point, and where there's no pain and no sorrow, and we're going to, but we want to leave it for our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and all those folks to be able to have a great place to be educated. So the staff here in the office has been amazing. Miss Lori Schilling has done a tremendous job helping us from a financial perspective, getting everything in order,
Right.
and being real organized with that. Miss Burris, who is our vice head, she does just a tremendous job of helping organize the day. Miss Valerie Como she has taken so much off our plate with events. And man, hey, our long-standing Miss Jan Garner. Miss Jan's been here over 35 years. I mean, good gracious, to stay in one location that long, and she's just tremendous as well. So, and then our teachers, I could just go down the line and talk about every one of them. They've just been tremendous. We have a great staff, and we are very blessed. Our kids, we got good kids.
Right.
We got a good group of kids. Look, there's always going to be discipline in a school. It doesn't matter what the situation is, but we have a great group of young people. Our cheer group, our dance groups, they put in so much effort and time
Absolutely.
in taking part in the school. And it's not just about sport.
That's right.
It's about that atmosphere at school, and to create that atmosphere where, hey, look, I like going to school. And, when I go down to kindergarten and first grade, that's where you go on a day when you're not having a great day. You go to kindergarten, you go to pre-K 4, and when they look and say, I love coming to school.
Right.
That's what keeps you getting up every day.
Absolutely.
That's what keeps you coming back every day. And we're just very blessed. And, I make no secrets about it. we're going to be centralized in our faith in Christ Jesus. We're going to be centralized in the fact that we are going to be a school in a world that does not want to proclaim the name of Jesus, and we're going to do that. We're going to do it proudly, and we know that there's going to be kickback on that. We know that, but the Word tells us that's what we have to do, and we want to be that type of school, and we want to be that type of great. Now, are we going to do it perfect? Nope, because there's only one perfect being. Right. But we're going to strive for that, and that's our goal here at Bowling Green.
That's right. Coach, it brings to mind, I worked for a little while Oak Forest. People will know this man well, Mr. Ed Smith. Yes. I worked in a manager position for him for a little while. He's real plain spoken. Yes, and man, a few words, but everybody listens when he says it. Yes. He said, Jeff, you're doing a good job as long as you're here, but a true manager, let me ask you this. If you took lunch and pulled out in front of a train and a train hit you and it kills you, or do you have people in position so production don't fall off after lunch?
Right. And you know, Jeff, you make a great point, and it's something that we talked about this summer. I did a little continuing education toward an additional master's this summer, and we talked about the very thing. You know, this position is a strenuous position.
Right.
It's a tough position to fill because you are working with various types of people, different backgrounds, the whole 9 yards. And last year alone in our association, we had 25 openings. 25 openings. And one of the things that we talked about in our leadership meetings was, who are we developing as those individuals to bring up and fill those roles? And a lot of them don't want to do it. A lot of them don't know they want to do it until somebody encourages, you know, and I'm very blessed to have as my Dean of Students, Matt Sessions. And you know, I've told Matt several times, and I guess I'll put him on call right here. I've told Matt several times that I believe he is a future type gentleman for that.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know when that's going to be, obviously. That'll be a choice he makes. But he has that leadership ability to walk one day, whether it's 10 years, 15 years, 20 years down the road, and be in a position like this. You know, and when I worked at Oak Forest with Jason Brabham, they just don't come any better than Jason. And here was a guy that wanted to see myself and anybody else working for him succeed, knowing, yeah, we're probably not all going to be there together forever, but that, hey, if you came out of here, you're going to be prepared, you're going to be able to make it work. And, you know, we talk about this, it was said this summer, and it's an agreed term. This is a rented chair I sent in.
That's right.
It's a rented chair. And every chair here filled by a faculty member, a staff member, it's rented. And we're just blessed to be a part of this great organization, and we want to see it move forward in such a great way. We want to build leaders here.
Right.
I told the kids this summer, I'm not here to develop followers. I want to develop leaders. We have enough followers in our country. We have enough followers in politics. We need leaders in our country, and to lead in a positive and straightforward manner.
That's right. Well, I know you have others that are prepared for the role. Miss Kim Burris, obviously, but I will bring up Coach Sessions. Saw him at Bo's Steakhouse the other night. I was there with my wife and some of my other relatives, and he came in, and he's got that charisma. He spoke to everybody in the room as though he was saying that he's going to bring new jobs to the area. Yeah. I swear it was like politics, but it's natural to him.
It's natural to him.
It's something that he rubs people in the right way.
Correct.
You know.
Correct.
Now, you talked about those support groups and the importance of those. Last year, I remember being in a pep rally here, and absolutely packed
wasn't it?
To the rafters,
absolutely,
blowing the roof off the place. And I told the person next to me, I said, remember, we're 0-6 right now.
Yeah.
I said, that don't matter to this group of people. They're here to support the little ones the middle-sized ones,
Absolutely.
Buccaneers, cheerleaders, you name it, they're excited. What's going on besides W's and L's on the football
Correct.
field? What a great environment.
And you know, Jeff, to your point, you know, one of our initiatives this year is service. And we have a lot of kids that are doing service in the community. You may not see them in each and every situation, but they're out there, whether it be going to the nursing home and spending time, whether it's going to someone in their church's home, picking up trash or cleaning up or taking time to help out around here. We have them that'll volunteer to help with little ones. I made this comment to our football team. I made it to some cheerleaders the other day. When I go and visit with little ones, they'll tell me, I want to be like
Absolutely.
this child. I want to be like this one. I want to be like this one. Guess who I am today?
That's right.
And they're watching. And so the challenge for our young people is, are you living the role that has been created? Now, Charles Barkley said years ago, you know, I didn't ask to be a role model. He changed that philosophy through the years. And now he clearly understands, you know, people look up to Charles Barkley, great guy. And what I try to get these kids to understand is, you know, how you carry yourself, what you put out there. The little ones are going to find out. They're going to see it. They're going to know it. And if they love you like this, man, you got to have a great feeling inside about it. And our kids have come out helping get the little ones out of the car. They just have no idea what that means to our students. And so when they do go in that pep rally, they identify now, hey, he opened the door for me.
Absolutely.
And you know, it's yesterday, and I teach a leadership class here, and we base it off the 7 habits of highly successful teens. And one of our young ladies the other day said, I said, we talk about doing random acts of kindness. And she said, my sister and I took our Mimi to the movies. And I said, didn't have anything to do with the movie, did it? She said, no, sir. It was about the drive.
Absolutely.
There and back. It was about the time spent with Mimi talking and interacting. And as I told him, I said, you never understand how much that means to you. You know, I use the example of my son, and I'm very proud of my children. Both of my children, my son, my daughter, when they see their dad, I love you, Dad.
Right.
Now, and they'll do it in public. You know, and a lot of times kids won't do that. For me, that means so much as a parent. And so the little things that we do on a day-to-day basis, and we've got some things planned. One of our initiatives is with Senator Beth Mizell, and I'll kind of make that known for everybody. October the 8th, we're going to have cleanup Franklinton. It's a cleanup day. And it's being done through Senator Mizell's office, and we're encouraging our entire student body. Hey, let's all get out. Spend an hour going around town in different sections, picking up trash. And it may not seem like a lot, but boy, don't we feel better when we ride through town and it's clean, and we see things like that. It just means so much to our community. So we want our people to be active, and we want our kids to be the best that they can possibly be.
Right. Well, it's a good thing to put in the head of the football players, cheerleaders, Buccaneers, all those children that are in high school, because I've told them before, and I don't think you realize it fully, that they are heroes to some of these younger kids.
They are that.
I remember in 6th grade, I would go to Franklinton games, and George Forrest was the kicker.
Yep.
You get there early, and he'd kick, and I would say, as a youngster, hey, I wanted to play football. I wanted to be like George Forrest or Archie Manning. Mm-hmm. To me, they were equal. Mm-hmm. Both of them were in front of fans, and it was huge. Yep. He's a high school young man, 17 years old. Man, I don't know if he realizes that people put you on the same level as Drew Brees. If you're the quarterback here for Bowling Green, those little kids that are playing Pee-wee look up to you, and you've made it possible and an avenue for them to be involved through the projects that you're doing as far as welcoming them in the morning.
Correct.
And that helps them to understand more about their role as role models.
They remember.
Right.
They remember.
We're going to take a break. We're going to learn more about Miss Beth Mizell, and we've got some other subjects to talk about after this break. You're watching the Coach Phil Junkin Show. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Coach Phil Junkin Show inside Buccaneer football. Coach, I know the subject that a lot of people tune in for is the football program, and that's what we're dying to talk about too.
Sure.
Brookhaven, we played them tooth and nail, Coach.
Yeah, I thought we fought hard. The effort was there. The score's not indicative of the game.
No, absolutely.
They scored. Three times late or two times late to extend it to 28-7. But look, it's 13-7 midway through the fourth quarter.
Right.
And for us, we've got to find a further determination. We cannot have penalties. We had 14 penalties. And I think we had 5 holding calls, which are killers for our offense. We did not throw the ball well, and therefore we didn't protect well. And we turned the ball over 2 times. You're not going to win many football games doing those things. So this week we've gone back to the drawing board. We've worked on cleaning up those aspects of our game. We've worked on our throwing game a lot this week to try to encourage the correct behavior when it comes to running routes and knowing what you're supposed to do. We'll probably use 3 different individuals this week at quarterback. We'll continue to use LJ. We'll take a look at Preston Gerald, and if Maddox McGee is available to go, we will probably use him as well. We're going to take a look and at all 3 of those guys. We've shuffled some things around. We've made a move, taking LJ to defense. Looking at him at linebacker. We're hoping to get one back today. He was going to a doctor's visit. And if he can get cleared, then we might get John Parker back. We did have one injury last week to Brody Estave, and we'll miss him this week. But he is making great progress this week. Look. His mom had him in a boot, and he told her, "I'm going to take the boot off." And he was walking yesterday. So he's we have a lot of kids that want to do great things, and as I say every week, the offensive line's got to play well. We've got to come off to football, and Josiah so far this year has proven that if we can open him holes, he can run the football, and he can do it effectively. And we don't have to give him a huge hole. We just got to give him a rat hole. And so, we're going to see how that goes. And if Josiah goes, then Kyron goes.
Right.
And Morgan goes. And we have those guys that come in, and we have a young man who's new to us this week. He's been here for a couple of weeks and is going to be out this week, Jonathan Traylor. And I think Jonathan is going to give us a spark on the defensive side of the football. But we got a lot of young guys playing, Jeff.
Right.
Got a lot of young guys playing. We got 2 sophomores on the back, 3 sophomores on the back end in Russell Wilson, Trey Champagne, and Zeke Burford in the secondary.
Right. That's right.
Then you throw Christian Williams, who's a 9th grader, playing, and Christian's had a great year. He's learning the game. He's learning the game, and the experience he's gaining is going to be invaluable down the line. And he's done a great job for us. And he's a kid this week. He's one of those kids. We ask watch out for a particular player and his play. I think he's going to be a young man this week. His play will be incredibly beneficial to us winning this football game where we have him lined up this week. And he's definitely a young man who's capable of doing that. And then Kyron on the other side of that defensive look. But look, said it before, I'll say it again. Drake Killingsworth, Maverick McKelvin, and Bryce Graham, those three guys up front defensively have got to play well for us, got to be lined up right, and they've got to stay low and do their job. And if they do, then we can be successful. And Wayne's a good football team. Look, they beat South Choctaw out of Alabama, 29-0. They lost big to Simpson, but then again, most everybody loses big to Simpson.
Right.
Simpson's they're huge, they're fast, they're a good football team, and they had the week off last week, so they're going to be healthy, and we're going to need a big crowd to come out and give us that energy like we had for that Centerville ball game. That was a tremendous atmosphere. And look, we invite everybody to come out to Buc Vision Stadium on Friday night, and I can assure you this: Buccaneers are going to get after people.
Oh yeah, it'll be the best show in town. I can tell you that there's nothing else like Buc Vision Stadium on a Friday night.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm going to say this about the Brookhaven game for no extra charge and close the book on it. I would say we didn't play our A game.
No, we did. No, we did. You're right.
They didn't have the turnovers and penalties that we had, so they might have played their B game or A game. So we've still got our A game up the sleeve should we ever meet them again.
Yes.
And I think
that's a possibility.
Our A game trumps their B game or maybe even their A game, Coach.
Well, I can tell you this. You just said a mouthful there, Jeff. We outgained them offensively. We outperformed them numbers-wise offensively.
Right.
They made a couple of big plays down the field. And, that goes back. Look, the Fortenberry kid's a heck of an athlete, got a lot of respect for the young man. He played tremendous. They made plays when they needed to. We did not. Now, turn that around come playoff time, and if we were to happen to see them again, I think it's a different situation. Right. I think, is it going to be a tough ball game to win? Sure it is, because they're a good football team. But I think if we play our A game, and that's what I would like to see us do this week, is bring our A game to Buc Vision Stadium, and let's see what that looks like.
Right.
Let's see what it looks like, because we don't know yet what that looks like.
Right. Now, Wayne Academy, I know you faced them through the years with your vast experience in this league.
Yeah.
But one person that was on the inside, defensive coordinator Dean King,
yes.
He was up there as their defensive coordinator. Do they do any of the same things? Does that help that Dean has familiarity at all?
He does, and Dean's very familiar with their coaching staff. He's very familiar with their mindset. And he's been able to give us a lot of insight offensively this week as what we believe they may do defensively. And do I think they're going to do anything strange? No. I think they're going to line up, put 10 men in the box, and they're going to try to come get us. Therefore, we've got to complete a pass. We have to get them backed off the football by throwing a pass. However, Brookhaven got up there with 10 men in the box, and we rushed for 257 yards.
Absolutely,
so,
that's right.
And a lot of people don't know that fact because they don't see the stats, but Josiah rushed for 167 yards last Friday night on 15 carries.
That's more than 10 yards.
That's more than 10 yards a pop. And when you look at averages like that, it tells you we can move the football. We just got to be able to throw it enough to make people back up and not bring that extra safety in the box. So if we can do those things, and we're getting better at that. A lot of it's timing. LJ just met these kids in the spring and didn't even get to go through spring with him because he's rehabbing a knee.
Right.
Preston hasn't had a chance to throw to a lot of these guys. Maddox hadn't had a chance to throw to a lot of these guys. Plus, Maddox being hurt, we felt like Preston offered us a better opportunity at a particular position. So we're working different things. And at the end of the day, we're going to find the right combination, and we're going to make it happen, and we're going to get it done. And we've got a stretch here of this week against Wayne, next week against Silver Bay, and these are both games that we can win if we play the way we're supposed to play. And
right.
And I think the kids are excited about being at home. It's just something about walking out and they see that stadium and they still talking about that new stadium, and that look and how many people were there and how much fun it was to play here. And so I think the kids are excited. We really have had a good week of practice. and we'll finish it up this afternoon, and we'll put the hay in the barn, and we'll see what goes.
Yeah, and I think the chance of rain has gone down significantly as the week has rolled on. Chance of rain, according to our athletic director, Eddie Miller, was 90% on Monday. Yesterday, he said it had gone down to 50%. So make your plans and assume we may miss the rain.
Yeah, well, and look, we practiced this week with a wet football, so we're prepared for the rain, and we've made that a habit. Of just have one walk up there, spray the ball down with water, and we were fumbling the ball, we were missnapping the ball, but we're practicing those things to try to make ourselves better, because you never know in Louisiana. One day it may be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. The next day you may have a monsoon. So
right.
we'll be prepared for Friday night and for the game, and whatever the good Lord gives us, we're gonna get after it.
Absolutely.
That's the main thing.
Well, we encourage everybody to come
Absolutely.
out. If you are unable to come out, don't forget you can always see on Buc Vision. Let everybody know that you can search Buc Vision on YouTube and subscribe. That way you'll get a notification. Absolutely. Should Mr. Raymond happen to be videoing the girls' softball game as he was the other night.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
You want to subscribe to that. Also, usually on Facebook, Raymond Williams' page, it's simulcast there. Chris Bird and I'll do the call. RC Photographics and Raymond Williams and his wife do all the production work, and we want to thank them for that.
Absolutely.
Coach, thank you for another great interview, and this time, so much information for the parents out there, and we welcome everyone to come to Bowling Green School and have a look around.
Absolutely.
Guarantee you'll love the atmosphere.
Absolutely.
My colleague, Chris the Hawk Bird, couldn't be here, but he'll be with me tomorrow night. And for Coach Phil Junkins, I'm Mr. Positive, Jeff McKelvin saying, go Bucks.